Welcome to Revelation Unraveled. I'm your host, William Tapley. On this program, I want to talk about the book of Revelation, where the voice comes from heaven, which is undoubtedly Almighty God Himself, and He says, "Come out from her, my people." And Almighty God is talking about Babylon. And as we know from my previous videos, Babylon is the United States of America, and England, and actually all of Western civilization. Please do not listen to the false prophets who say that Babylon is the Catholic Church, or Israel, or some other entity. Babylon is decadent Western civilization. When the voice from heaven says, "Go out from her, my people," does that mean that we have to literally flee away from the United States? Do we have to move to Canada or Mexico or some other country? But we need to remember that the book of Revelation, chapters 6 through 20, are apocalyptic literature. That means the symbolic interpretation takes precedence over the literal interpretation. Therefore, fleeing away from Babylon may mean that we leave symbolically. Why does the voice from heaven say that you must leave Babylon? There are two reasons given. Number one, to avoid her sins, and number two, so as not to partake of her plagues. Now, you can avoid the sins of Babylon without having to flee physically away from the country. But of course, fleeing away from her plagues would be a different story. Jesus gives us two possibilities. He says that in the end times, it will be as in the days of Noah and in the days of Lot. Now, Noah and Lot each had a different solution to the problem. Lot fled from Sodom, whereas Noah built an ark. In other words, a safe place. He did not flee away from the great flood. Therefore, I cannot give you a definite answer of whether you should flee or whether you should build a refuge. You must develop a good hearing for what the Lord is telling you. A few years ago, for example, the Lord told me to get rid of my television. I hemmed and hawed. I would get rid of it. I would bring it back. I would get rid of it. I would bring it back. Finally, I got rid of my television. So the same way, if you want to be able to hear what the Lord is telling you, you may have to get rid of your television or leave a lot of other pleasures of our society. And remember, God may ask you to flee in the middle of the night. The wise virgins who are called to the marriage supper are called at midnight. And remember, St. Joseph was told in a dream to take the Holy Family and flee into Egypt. They left immediately. It would be very wise for all of us to have our bug-out bags, so to speak, ready to go. When the Lord calls, you may have very little time. Remember, the day that Lot left Sodom was the day that the fire and brimstone rained down on the city. So in conclusion, there is no hard and fast answer of what you must do to go out from Babylon. You must avoid her sins. That is a given. But to avoid her plagues, we are given, as far as I can see, two different choices. You can either flee the way Lot fled from Sodom, or you can build a safe refuge, as Noah did during the flood. The decision for you is between you and God. You must develop a very good hearing capability of what the Lord is going to tell you. And if He tells you to go out from Babylon, my people, immediately, you must be ready to take His advice. And if you would like more information, simply write to the address you see on your screen.